Hello everyone, Jul here. After making lots of turn-based games recommendation lately, I realized that I haven't made a turn-based RPG recommendation for Western RPG fans. Knowing that there are multiple subgenres that can fit into this video, I will try to balance the selection of the game so you can enjoy more references and not too fixated on one specific subgenres. I know some of you will disagree with my list, but that's okay, because at the end of the day, we all have our own opinion. But before we go into the list, I want to introduce you to the best platform for buying games in this modern era, and it's called Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is the perfect place for you to shop in games these days. Your transactions are legit, fast, and their supports are ready 24/7, so you don't need to worry about anything. Do you think I was done? Not even close. They have lots of games for your favorite platforms, and they have the best deals as well. Instead of cutting your budget for dinner to buy new games, why not try Instant Gaming and eat healthy as well? All you have to do is just click my link in the description below, start searching for your favorite games, and use the activation code on your chosen platforms. By using my link, you're not only saving tons of money, but also helping me to support this channel. Alright then, let's get back into the list. UnderRail isn't your average RPG. It's a deep dive into a claustrophobic, post-apocalyptic underworld that blends intense strategic combat with old-school role-playing and character-building complexity. Launched in late 2015, this game channels the spirit of classic Fallout while forging its own distinct identity. Combat is the engine that drives this experience, and it's as unforgiving as it is rewarding. Turn-based and possible in real combat, every encounter pits you against foes with unique resistance and behavioral traits. The character creation is also a playground of customization. The classless system draws on Fallout's special model. Your choices in stats, feats, and skill lines will significantly define your build. SKALD lands like a relic excavated from the Commodore 64 era, complete with beeps and pixel storms reminiscent of early Ultima but cloaked in Lovecraftian dread. Set amidst the cursed swamps and ruined isles of Idra, the game places you at the helm of a ragtag band of survivors stranded after a shipwreck. To its credit, SKALD excels in world-building. Dialogue choices, faction dynamics, and journal entries are rich with world lore, shedding light on the island's history and the creeping rot of the Black Priory. Combat is unapologetically old school. A party of up to 6 engages in turn-based battles on a tight grid, where positioning and terrain condition matters a lot. In a world that has already collapsed, most RPGs begin with Grand Prophecy or Destiny, but the Age of Decadence throws that concept out entirely. Instead, it roots you in the grim aftermath of a doomed civilization. The game shapes how the world sees you and what opportunities open. Want to talk your way past guards or slip in and steal behind their backs? You are free to do it, but the game expects you to live with the consequences. Combat is tense, unforgiving, and precise. It's not about flashy combos, but it's about picking the right moment to disarm an opponent, shatter their armor, or poison their blade. Stepping into Solasta feels like crossing the threshold from pixels to a full-blown Dungeons & Dragons session. Tactical Adventures has crafted a game that faithfully mirrors the 5th edition rule set, translating dice rolls, class feats, and vertical combat into a digital realm without losing the crisp responsiveness of tabletop play. From the outset, character creation stands as a testament to depth and personality. You're given the reins to create a full party of 4, choosing races, classes, backgrounds, personality traits that echo throughout dialogue and decision-making. But where Solasta truly shines is in its combat. Each encounter plays out in full 3D grid space, where every high ledge, cavernous drop, or flickering torch can be leveraged to your advantage.
I swear.
From the opening campaign in Asia Minor, Expeditions Rome immerses you in a meticulously constructed historical tapestry, while its narrative branches into fictional intrigue surrounding your father's death and rival factions. The presence of Julius Caesar, Cleopatra, Cicero, and Cato weaves credibility and grandeur into your journey. Combat blends tactical depth with immersive design. Battles unfold on grid-based maps where elevation, cover, and diverse enemy strategies demand strategic thinking. With a choice of 4 primary military classes and 3 sub-classes apiece, each unit can be built based on your preferences.
Let's get those bastards!
King Arthur Knight's Tale merges medieval myth with grimdark intrigue, inviting you to lead a band of knights against a corrupted Avalon and its undead horrors. You'll spend much of your time in grid-based battles that reward thoughtful positioning, terrain exploitation, and class synergy. Positioning your heroes on high ground, taking advantage of choke points, or striking from the shadows can mean the difference between a hard-fought victory and utter defeat. Each class also brings unique skills to the field, and success often comes from understanding how those abilities can complement one another in tight, brutal skirmishes.
The Lord is my witness.
Colony Ship is unapologetically old school. It's a vessel of brutal tactical combat, deep character freedom, and a world battered by conflict and hope. Its uneven pacing and complex build systems may frustrate, but those who linger will find a richly rendered crucible of moral and mechanical challenges. Character creation is robust, offering meaningful freedom. You carve your identity through choices in eggshell-thin moral lines. Multiple resolutions await most quests, whether through persuasion, stealth, or gunfire. The Lord of the Rings: The Third Age is one of those rare licensed games that manages to carve out its own identity, while still remaining reverently tethered to the mythos it borrows from. Released in 2004, this turn-based RPG aimed to blend the epic scale of Tolkien's world with the mechanics of classic Japanese RPGs. The game's combat system draws clear inspiration from Final Fantasy X, with a visible turn order, swappable party members mid-battle, and unique skill trees per character. Each character gradually takes on a specialized role, but the flexibility within those archetypes allows for meaningful customization. The Temple of Elemental Evil is not an easy cruise. It demands vigilance, strategy, and a patient heart. But for those craving a faithful, intricate descent into classic tabletop mechanics, it offers unmatched reward. Character creation is a true homage to D&D at its finest. You build a party of up to 5 heroes, choosing races, classes, feats, spells, and even companions like familiars or animal allies. Combat unfolds in fully turn-based encounters based on D&D 3.5 rules. Initiative dictates turn order, while free actions, movement, and standard actions weave together with tactical depth. Its strengths lie in authenticity and strategic richness. Battles reward careful build choices and deployment, which makes a minor misstep can send you running to the nearest temple to resurrect your fallen heroes.
Okay. As you wish.
Of course.
When you step into the Shadowrun trilogy, you're diving into a world where neon-lit cyberpunk collides with raw magic. You create your Shadowrunner using point-based builds, blending races, skills, magic, drones, and hacking. There are no strict classes here. Just as in tabletop lore, your build defines your role. Combat rewards cover use, high ground positioning, and synchronized strike patterns. Magic spells, cyber decks, and grenades all play vital roles, and success means leveraging these tools, terrain, and timing. Dialogue and reputation also matter just as much. A high charisma or decking skill can defuse a fight or even unlock hidden missions. Pillars of Eternity to Deadfire is a grand tapestry of exploration, strategy, and consequence. From the moment your soul shards crash into ruin and you set sail aboard the ship Defiant, this game sweeps you into an expansive archipelago, alive with secrets, factions, and divine intrigue. Exploring the Deadfire archipelago is an adventure unto itself. Sailing between islands feels like commanding a pirate ship in a tabletop campaign. You chart courses, manage crew morale, and balance supplies. Combat bridges the best of tabletop and real-time pacing. You can play in real-time with a pause or switch to full turn-based mode. Either way, positioning, environmental effects, and AoE tactics matters a lot in combat, whether you're casting spells from high ground or flanking a priest amid ancient monoliths.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Wartales is an evocative sandbox about mercenary life, a rough and ready survival sandbox dressed up in tactical combat and immersion stories. Its open map invites exploration, its combat rewards planning and synergy, and its quiet narrative grows from your own decisions. From the very first step into this game, you're thrown into a world battered by plague and banditry. You lead a ragtag mercenary band across a sprawling low fantasy land where survival depends on cunning, skill, and luck. There's no grand prophecy guiding you, only the echo of coin in your pocket and the blood at your feet. BattleTech is a demanding masterpiece for those who want their strategy intense, deliberate, and authentically mecha-focused. At its core, the game is a meticulous dance of hit management, positioning, and initiative. Step beyond the limit and your mech may shut down, becoming a sitting duck. Every movement, sprint, or jump generates heat that must be juggled against potential damage. Combat unfolds through a nuanced initiative phase system based on mech weight, with lighter units acting earlier. Savvy commanders can delay actions to chain phases, delivering clangorous alpha strikes and seizing battlefield momentum. Terrain and weighted strategies also matter. High ground boosts accuracy and defense, and clever flanking can expose enemy vulnerabilities. Jagged Alliance 3 is a rare modern sequel that truly captures the spirit of Jagged Alliance 2. It balances modern design with old-school charm, offering tactical depth, campy 90s action movie humor, and satisfying squad-based combat. While some fans cling to nostalgia and modded Jagged Alliance 2, Jagged Alliance 3 stands strong on its own. Beyond battle, Jagged Alliance 3 is a living campaign. On the strategic map, you shift between securing villages, training militias, managing finances, and negotiating with factions. Mercenaries also have strong personalities, friendships, and rivalries. You are free to choose who to hire, who to trust, and even who to send on dangerous missions.
For the Major!
Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous stands as a towering achievement in CRPG design, a labyrinth of choice, consequence, and power that immerses you in an epic crusade. Wrath of the Righteous sweeps you into a war-torn world where gods and heroes are made through fire and sacrifice. You awaken as the commander of the Fifth Crusade, imbued with mysterious mythic powers and tasked with halting the demonic incursion through the devastating world wound. This game thrives on its staggering depth of choice. At character creation, you sculpt who you are, choosing race, class, backgrounds, and feats, with dozens of subclasses and 10 mythic paths awaiting later decisions. Each choice isn't just cosmetic, it defines your dialogue, combat options, and even entire quest arcs. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a masterful blend of narrative depth and innovative gameplay that redefines the turn-based RPG genre. Set in a hauntingly beautiful Belle Epoque-inspired world, the game introduces players to a mysterious cycle where individuals of a certain age will vanish from this world. And when you think the story is predictable, the game suddenly pulls one of the best plot twist designs ever made in the RPG history. The core of this game is the combat system, which represents a significant evolution of genre conventions. While built on a foundation of turn-based structure, battles are punctuated by real-time elements such as dodging, parrying, and targeting, which places players in a more active role than typically seen in similar titles.
Blood quickens.
Darkest Dungeon is a turn-based RPG that conceals a deep experience beneath its simple presentation. The core of the game lies in its embrace of randomness. Critical hits, dodges, turn orders, and even enemy targeting are determined by behind-the-scenes calculations. To add more complexity, each character belongs to one of 14 classes, with access to 7 unique skills. These skills are heavily dependent on a character's position in the party lineup, making party composition and formation extremely crucial in this game. Caves of Kut is an RPG that blends deep world simulation with a richly detailed sci-fi setting. Drawing from classic roguelike mechanics, it presents a vast, intricate world where history, mythology, and technology intertwine in the most compelling ways. At its core, the game follows traditional roguelike conventions, featuring a top-down perspective, turn-based gameplay, and procedurally generated elements. However, it offers an unusual level of flexibility. Every object, wall, creature, and NPC is fully modeled, allowing players to experiment various solutions to solve problems. Wasteland 3 is a turn-based tactical RPG that delivers a richly detailed post-apocalyptic experience that thrives on tough decisions, biting satire, and meaningful consequences. Gameplay-wise, it revolves around squad-based turn-based combat reminiscent of XCOM, but improved by greater flexibility. While teams take turns as units, individual characters can act in any order. Cover placement, environmental hazards, and special abilities all play a crucial role, while the inclusion of vehicle-mounted weapons and deployable turrets further enhances the tactical options. XCOM 2 marketed itself as a tactical masterpiece with its blend of guerrilla combat, strategic planning, and soldier stories. In this game, the world has already fallen. Humanity now lives in the shadow of alien occupation, forced underground as a guerrilla resistance fighting for its survival. Combat is where XCOM 2 truly shines. The addition of concealment lets your squad infiltrate enemy territory under the cover of darkness, rain, or ruined streets. You plan ambushes with surgical precision, setting overwatch traps and flanking enemies in a belay of bullets and suppression. The strategic layer also echoes this intensity. As commander of the Avenger airship, you juggle research, base building, and region resistances. You will watch your resources dwindle, enemy plots accelerate, and morale shift with every success or failure.
Target's still up!
Few games stand the test of time the way Heroes of Might and Magic 3 does. Since its 1999 debut, this turn-based strategy classic has captivated players with its elegant layers of empire building, hero development, and tactical combat. From the first turn, you're immersed in a balance of macro and micro strategy. Your heroes wander across richly detailed maps, gathering resources, recruiting mythical creatures, completing quests, and sieging towns. Each decision, whether to mine gold, summon dragons, or cast mass spells, carries visible impact to your playthrough. From your first shuddering contract to the bloodied banner you're burying alongside fallen comrades, Battle Brothers isn't your typical fantasy fluff. You command a band of mercenaries in a brutal and uncaring land, chasing coin and survival through snowfall, ambushes, and ruin-strewn roads. The core gameplay loop is hypnotic in its simplicity. Traverse a procedurally generated map, take on contracts, and enter turn-based combat where every weapon swing, shield bash, and arrow loosed might mean life or death for your companions. For players who crave tactical depth and the raw beauty of low fantasy struggle, Battle Brothers remains one of the most rewarding sandbox RPGs in its niche. Divinity Original Sin 2 stakes its claim as one of modern gaming's most ambitious and complete RPGs. Your journey begins with a choice: 6 richly detailed origin characters whose unique backgrounds shape your path, or the freedom to craft your own. The game's storytelling shines brightest in its moral ambiguity. Every dialogue choice, from confronting a corrupt noble to whispering secrets to a stray cat, resonates throughout the world. Simple acts can derail quests, spark betrayals, or forge unlikely alliances, making Rivellon feel like a living tapestry responsive to your presence. When you take on the mantle of a rogue trader, you step into shoes more massive than those of an emperor. You command a void ship cutting across the Corona's expanse, answer to no one but the Golden Throne, and hold sway over life, death, and trade. Your journey begins in the expanse's lawless fringe, assembling a retinue of hard-boiled warriors, each bringing unique powers and personalities to your cause. The combat system is an intense ballet of cover use, positioning, and brutal tactics. Flechettes, grenades, melee lances, and psychic assaults all intertwine in fights that frequently stretch on. Environment also matters a lot. High ground, suppression, and flanking are not mere options, but lifelines when facing cultists, Genestealer hybrids, or traitorous marines.
Moving no more. Another soul slips beyond the veil. If it please.
Baldur's Gate 3 stands as a masterclass in modern CRPG design. It marries cinematic narrative, deep role-playing, and richly interactive combat into an unforgettable saga. Built on the foundations of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, this game immerses you in the heart of Faerun with a blend of tactical combat, character-driven drama, and endless choice. Every decision echoes in the living world. The classes, dialogue trees, and moral crossroads shape not only your companions, but the fate of towns and entire regions. The combat also unfolds in crisp turn-based format. The terrain fights back as much as your enemies do. Rivers flash freeze, barrels burst into flame, and shadows cloak little surprise. The tactical depth stems from dice rolls, positioning, environment, and inventive use of spells. Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that there are other great Western turn-based games that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your best Western turn-based RPGs that probably deserve the spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace!